Hey everyone. All right, so today I want to talk about the full moon, which is coming April 7th, 2020, and the energy of a full moon and the spirit animal for April. So during this full moon in April and this time that we're having, just like all this anxiety. So remember, full moons bring out more anxiety in people. That's just what a full, especially when there's like fear inside of you, that's the purpose of a full moon. That's why the full moon is a feminine. It's the female energy, and what it does, and the feminine is supposed to bring out feelings, because that's what we're about. We're about emotions and nurturing and all of that. So the full moon is going to bring out your inner anxieties, fears, all that dark stuff. Okay, so the reason I want to talk about it and associate it with April's spirit animal, which is the robin, is because I have had synchronicities. Now, for those of you that don't know what a spirit animal is just, for me, this is my definition of it. It is something that gives you, it's a synchronicity. It can be whatever you feel at the time. The synchronicities that a spirit animal gives you is like, basically you can look it up and you'll see this spiritual essence of, let's say, a robin. Or for me, just the changes that I'm going through, I am in the spirit of a dragon right now. I can feel the dragon inside of me. I can feel it coiling. I can feel the fire of it. I can feel it. I don't know what that fully means. I don't try to look things up anymore. I just try to channel the meaning. And that is part of the reason I wanted to do this vlog. So for April, the spirit animal is a robin. And this is my perception of it, okay? So the reason I say it's a robin is because for the past 2 days, I have had a robin fly from its nest and come and sit on my porch on the ledge and just like watch me, just kind of watch me while I'm in my kitchen, watch me when I'm doing my dishes. And I'm like, what the heck? So when I was watching the robin back, but trying to be just coy and polite and let the robin not feel like threatened by me. So it was just trying to be really relaxed and my energy full of love and care so the robin wouldn't fly away. The robin sat there for like 15 minutes. Can you believe that? And it didn't sit there. It was going like back and forth on my balcony, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because it was trying to, when I'd move, it would move and it would like watch me again. And if it saw me watching it for too long, then it would back up and it would hide behind like, I have these little pillars. It would hide behind a pillar and then it would come back out. And it did this for like 15 minutes. And then today it flew back. And it was watching me again. And I was like, oh, what is the synchronicity in this? And the synchronicity in it is that the robin right now is the energy of energy for the full moon for all of April, from full moon to new moon. So how can you utilize the robin's energy? What are the spiritual implications, energies behind that bird? So for me, the significance of a robin, obviously spring is here, right? Like spring is coming or spring is here. That's when you see robins. That's natural. That's Mother Nature. So that's significant. What do we do in spring? We plant seeds. So when we're planting all of these seeds, what are we planting them for? We're planting them for new beginnings. You've got new crops that are coming up. We have new flowers that are sprouting. We've got leaves and flowers coming from our trees. Like, it's all a renewal. So when this full moon comes, it is really important to let go of the ugly. And we've been going through a lot of ugly. So release your fears, release your anxieties, and even that, if that means watching less of the news and watching not being so connected with social media. Like when it comes to the fear mongering about the coronavirus, yes, we need to know what is happening in the world, but there are other ways. You don't have to have the news on 24/7. So make those little changes that reduce anxiety and fear. Acknowledge where the anxiety and fear is coming from. It may be coming from your television. Where is it coming from? Start releasing them. Also, this is a time not to give backlash to people. Like, if you feel like you just want to argue or talk back with people, no, don't do it. Don't even get into that right now. That's not what the Robin is about. The Robin is about just silence yourself, because there's new beginnings happening, and if you're able to practice silence, the new beginning will happen naturally, instead of you forcing and saying stuff to somebody, which is basically to hurt them and to get your emotions out. It's important to keep your emotions in, and I know you don't hear this that often. Practice silence, understand where the real emotion, it's really about new beginnings with a real new look within yourself. Look inside of yourself. Don't blame anybody else for anything. So also with the full moon is release. Okay, so I just talked about releasing anxieties, whichever way works for you. The other thing is, Robins also signify a time for manifestation. Makes sense, right? Like flowers are manifested, new beginnings are manifested. So really keep in check with those feelings. Very, very important right now, especially with the spirit animal being the robin. And the other thing that you want to practice is, like with your manifestations, practice a little bit of visualization. Like for me right now, I think what I'm going to do, even though I do my healing meditation for the world and I build my pillars of light and send out healing energy for the whole wide world, and I will say mantras like, every time I blink, every time I swallow, this is my energy. I'm giving this function of my body and the energy that's produced, I am sending it outwards as healing energy for the whole wide world, because God knows we all need it right now. We all need it. And I've been getting really emotional lately, which is kind of normal if you're, I'm going to use the word empath, if you're kind of like in tune, in touch, you're gonna get emotional. And most of these emotions are of like happiness. I mean, I just watched a TikTok video of, I guess at 7 o'clock in the evening by St. Paul's Hospital in Vancouver, BC, all the people in the apartments come out and they just make noise for like 5 or 6 minutes in appreciation and in thanks for our healthcare workers and the frontline workers, like everybody that's keeping things going for us. They are so important, and like they're truly thanking them. So that's their way of doing it. That is people's physical way of thanking people. I'm seeing it on Instagram, and it makes me emotional, but it makes me emotional because I'm happy. I'm glad we're becoming one. We're all becoming in union and just supporting one another. So start to visualize your part in it, and you don't have to physically be near a hospital. You don't have to physically, you're strapped in your house right now, but do mantras, send love out to the world, whatever way you want. Do something visualize something that will manifest in positivity and healing for the world if you want to. I'm just giving you an example. For the world, that in turn is going to give you healing. It's going to give you positivity. It's going to take you out of your fear. So this is what the signification of the spirit animal for April is, which is a robin, new beginnings. Even in these hard times, we are all healing. We're all suffering together. It's going to come to an end. The world has always evolved. We're supposed to go through this, and it is okay. We're going to be okay. That's what the robin signifies, and that's why it's our energy for all of April. So use the robin's energy for healing. Love you guys. Bye.